ネクストモードさとみです。本日はサンフランシスコに来てですね、Asanaの開発責任者であるアーナムさんにお迎えしてですね、またお話を聞いていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。で、早速なんですけれども、今日はAsanaについてお聞きしたいと思っておりまして、直近の最新機能でですね、一番これはやばいなというようなツールがあればですね、ぜひ教えていただきたいなというふうに思います。
Yeah, I'm very excited about Asana AI Teammates. We announced them at our New York Work Innovation Summit in November of last year, and we already have customers like Morningstar, which is an investment research company, and KW Automotive using them in production as part of our early access testing program. Think of AI Teammates as literal teammates, like they are AI agents that behave like a person you would add to your team. They come with a set of pre-built skills. We have pre-built AI teammates that are content strategists that will help you with campaigns, that are IT ticketing specialists. And when you instantiate one of these AI teammates, you can give them access to the projects and tasks within a particular team, and they instantly have that context and they can start getting to work right away. We are seeing a phenomenal success internally in terms of using custom-built AI teammates for specific roles within Asana. Like for example, we have an AI teammate that helped me onboard onto Asana. So my HR business partner built an Arnab onboarding bot, and it provided the bot provided me with insights into common research and development practices, how rituals and ceremonies and all the processes worked, and it had access to all of the tasks and projects that my predecessor, the previous CP of Asana, had access to. So this way, even though this person has retired and has moved on, it's easy for me to go and get a sense for how were certain decisions made in the past, and it was a phenomenal way for me to get onboarded onto the product. So I'm super excited about this. This is going to become generally available to all Asana customers in a few months, and hoping that more people try it out and let us know what they think.
もう一つ、今お聞きした機能についてお聞きしたいと思うんですけれども、新しい機能を開発するときに最も大事にしていることっていうのがあれば一つ教えてもらいたいなと思います。
So ultimately, the goal of Asana is to help our customers go from chaos to clarity. So we don't want to keep adding features that are somehow getting end users to stay longer in the Asana app or add more data to the Asana app if it's actually not helping them get to clarity. And so the North Star metric that we measure is how fast can an end user complete a task that's assigned to them. So we call it a connected work metric, where we want to see the ratio of human beings to tasks completed in each organization go constantly up. And that means that people are getting more and more efficient either by using workflows, rules, or AI Studio automation, or by using AI teammates to complete their tasks and projects, and they're able to sort of stay focused and get to their goals and outcomes faster. So that is the way in which, at a high level, I measure the success or failure of a particular product, which is it shouldn't be added just because it's an interesting idea and it's a feature that could seem like a bell or whistle. It actually has to make the life of our customers better by helping them complete more tasks and projects and achieve their goals faster.
次にもう一つお聞きしたいんですけれども、いろんな機能を開発するときアイデアが出てくると思うんですが、その中であえてAsanaの新機能の中で作らないものとか削ぎ落としたものなんていうのがあるんじゃないかと思いますけども、なんか具体的にそんなものがあれば教えてもらいたいなというふうに思いました。
We want to ensure that there's as much clarity in the end user experience as possible. So we are trying very hard to ensure that when you're working on a particular step, whether it is creating a new task or whether it is burning through your inbox, the amount of features that are exposed or revealed to you is as little as required to get your work done. So that is like a fundamental principle from a user experience perspective, which is to offer the simplest possible user experience to complete the journey. We are also working on ways in which we could expose the ability to work on Asana through other canvases. So for example, in January, we launched the Asana app for Claude. This means that when you're using Claude as an AI co-pilot, as an agent to help you think about a particular work update or a project, or you're pulling data into Claude from a spreadsheet or your email, you can use that analysis and directly update Asana without ever leaving Claude. Again, this means that all of the work to think about structuring your content or structuring your update can happen with the power of AI, a beautiful and modern model like Claude, and you can then instantly update Asana without ever having to leave the product or having to copy paste that data in or out. Similarly, on the reverse side, because Asana's work graph is exposed inside Claude, it's also exposed inside Gemini via the Asana app, you can pull data and insights out of Asana while you're working within those products. So if you're responding to an email in Gmail and you need to pull up, hey, what's the actual current best status of this project, or are we blocked? You can ask Asana through Gemini, and it'll pass in that context and give you back a nicely formatted response via MCP, and you can just copy paste that into your email and you're good to go. So we want to meet our end users where they're at. We want to help them get from chaos to clarity, and we want to make that as simple as possible.
ありがとうございます。もう一個ちょっとお聞きしたいと思ったのは、今日のお話を聞いていてちょっと思ったのが、日本ではあまりアメリカでもそうなのかちょっとわからないですが、 AI エージェントがあまりビジネスの中でうまく使われてないなっていうふうに思うんですけれども、Asanaのこの新しいチームメイトの機能の登場によって、僕はなんか日本ですごく AI エージェントみたいなものが普及するんじゃないかなって思ったんですね。でそれはなぜかというと、おそらくAI エージェントが普及してない原因の一個は、一人でそのエージェントを使っているから普及しないんであって、Asanaの上でチームメイトを使うとコラボレーションしながらエージェントを使うということが初めて実現ができるので、真の意味でですね、 AI を初めて活用できる、チームで活用できる、そんな世界が新たに登場するんじゃないかなと思いましたが、その点についてどんなふうにお考えですか？
So yes, I mean, we fundamentally believe that an AI agent that works as a teammate can help human beings not only get work done faster, but also elevate themselves to higher value, higher priority work. For example, like meeting your customers, like getting more time to go have those conversations, or meeting your partners, or thinking about strategy. The value that a shared teammate like Asana's AI teammates brings to the table is also transparency and alignment. So one of the challenges with having AI only work in a single player or one-on-one mode is the prompts you've given to the AI to generate the document or to generate the outcome is only visible to the person who has provided the prompts. So it is very difficult for a human being who's reviewing that document to understand the reason why a particular recommendation has been made, because they're just seeing the ultimate output. With Asana's AI teammates, what happens is the teammate actually breaks down its research plan into subtasks and documents its work inside Asana. So everybody on the project team who has access to the task can see that work breakdown. And let's say your manager or somebody else who's more senior on your team has seen that particular process not work in the past, they can jump in and coach the AI teammate. And the AI teammate will remember that the next time around. You as a human being will also see that has happened, and so you can agree or disagree with it. So it's a great way for us to create this easy to understand fabric where the interaction between human beings and AI agents are transparent, they're documented, they're auditable, and it creates a shared enterprise-wide memory for the agent versus a single memory for the agent only with you as a human being. So there's a lot of really interesting concepts baked into it that elevates the ability for these agents to do meaningful work and to free up the human beings to focus on the highest priority strategic outcomes. I mean, maybe the better way to think about this is like ignore AI altogether and think about how you bring a person onto your team, like a human being. So if you look at the pyramid of clarity, you've got something like goals, and you've got portfolios, and inside each portfolios there's maybe projects, and inside projects there are tasks, So when you add a person to a project, they see all the tasks in that project, right? And they see all the other people in the project. So when you add someone, they'll also see who else is in there. You should think about the teammate like that. Because what happens is when you add the teammate, it gets added over here and it can see all the historical tasks. It can see all the file attachments or link attachments in the task. It can see the descriptions of the tasks. And so the knowledge it has is constrained to what you've added it to. And when people engage with, like, let's say instead of adding a human teammate, you're adding an AI teammate. When people engage with that AI teammate, they're basically talking to an LLM that has deep research and web search capabilities, but it also has search capabilities in this particular part of the word graph that you've added it to. So you're not having to re-prompt it with context every single time. It just knows that particular part of the graph, and it can always do a search on that graph.
日本でも世界でも今 AI の登場によってSaaS is deadみたいなことがこう言われてますけれども、むしろ今の、AI チームメイトの話なんかを聞いてると AI とAsanaが共同することによってよりこう本格的にこうなんか AI が使える時代というのが訪れるんじゃないかななんていうふうに思いました。Asanaの社内でAsanaを使っていて何か困っていることとか、実は自分もここが不満なんだよみたいなところだとか何かあればですね、教えてもらいたいなというふうに思います。
That's a really interesting question. So we use Asana in a very interesting way where not only are we using it for project management, but we also use it for all of our research and development processes, including tracking work backlogs and engineering work items and things like that. So I would say my personal friction points with Asana are around discoverability of information and finding what I need to get my work done, because there's so much in our Asana instance. It's not just updates about our partner interactions or our customers or our strategic projects. It's also all the way down into the details of specifically which bug is being fixed in what product line and where is it in the release cycle and so on and so forth, which is both extremely powerful and helpful, but it also means our work graph is like very bloated with lots of detail. So finding the specific items that will help me as a head of product get my work done requires a little bit of finesse. I'm hoping that with all of our investments in Asana AI Chat and AI Teammates, doing that level of research across these pieces of data in the work graph will just keep getting easier over time.
ありがとうございます。今現状の、チームメイトなり、新しい機能がこう出てきていると思うんですけれども、現状のそのAsanaの一番のこう優位性となるようなものというのはどういうふうに考えられていますか？3年後のAsanaという意味でもですね、一番最も強力なパワフルなこう競争力っていうものは何だとお考えになっていますか
？Our biggest advantage today is the fact that we've spent so much time defining this concept of the work graph that creates the pyramid of clarity within an organization, where as a company you can define your goals, your metrics, and you can ladder up portfolios, projects, and tasks to those goals, and that helps you get to the top of pyramid of clarity. Now, on top of that investment, what we've done is we've built every one of those work graph objects with AI in mind, which makes it possible for us to build innovative products like Asana AI Teammates that have shared knowledge and enterprise memory, which is very different than some of the other AI agents you're seeing in the market today that are personal productivity assistants only. Like that shared memory, shared knowledge, shared context, shared checkpoints construct is only possible because we've invested in that pyramid of clarity. If I take a look at the next 3 years, my goal is to make Asana incredibly easy to use for any knowledge worker or any project lead. And in order to do that, I think what you'll see us doing is taking this concept of the work graph and making it possible to visualize any industry vertical standard operating procedure or business case directly in that work graph via either pre-built AI teammates for that outcome or AI studio rules, or the ability for a partner to go ahead and create that particular business case or business outcome really, really rapidly. Because I think that is going to be required to help customers and users understand how they can maximize their output from Asana. The second way in which we can make it much easier to use is, again, leveraging the power of AI to be more ever present in all of your work canvases. So how can you simply talk to Asana and get ideas out of it? How can Asana meet you inside of interfaces like your email via maybe Gemini or inside of Slack and so on and so forth? So if you're talking to your human colleagues or you're emailing a customer, you're not having to switch contexts and then like look up something in Asana off to the side, but it's meeting you where you're at. So I think both of those ideas of creating many, many more use cases that are extremely obvious and pre-packaged or easy to build within the product surface, as well as exposing the product in every possible place where our customers are at, those are the two big things that we'll be working on.
いや面白いですね。AI の登場によって世界中の知識を活用することができるようになりましたけれども、それだけではなくって Asana のチームメイトを使うとチームの脳みそをみんなで共有できるというか、みんなのアイディアを一緒にすることができるということで、一対インターネットという世界観でAI がすごくなんて言うんでしょうね、世界観を拡張していったのに対して、さらにですね、AI チームメイトを入れると横にもそれがつながっていく、チームのそれぞれの想像力、メモリーというものを総動員してですね、仕事をすることができる。これはすごい新しい世界になっていくんじゃないかなというふうに思いました。最後にですね、もう一つだけちょっとお伺いしたいなと思ったんですけれども、ぜひですね、日本の企業の方にですね、Asanaの導入を悩んでいる方に一言ですね、今の魅力も含めてですね、メッセージをいただければなというふうに思います。
My message to them is there's an incredible number of use cases that Asana is capable of today, and what you should start with is your highest priority business outcomes and business goals, ignoring the Asana product to start off with. Like, think a bit about what is the goal that you want to achieve, what is the mission your team or your broader company is on, and then if you do the research using even like Google search or ChatGPT or your favorite LLM tool, you'll find that there's a tremendous amount of content across the Asana community, the Asana implementation partners, the public blogs and documents that have been written that highlight how you could achieve those outcomes. And then that'll guide you to a way where you can customize your Asana deployment to fit your needs. So my guidance would be, instead of starting out with Asana the tool and then asking the question like, what feature can I use, think a bit higher level. Think about what outcome do you want to achieve out of a project management tool. And then if you start from there, then I'm certain that we can meet you where you're at and deliver 100x or 10x outcome from what you've been experiencing today.
今日はですね、サンフランシスコのAsanaの本社でお話をお聞きさせていただきました。ありがとうございました。
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.